take? I don't know.
I'll take 40, and I'll take 68 a little later today. But right now, we are thrilled to invite Father Matt Frisbee into the conversation. A little something we like to call Sports Roundup. Good morning, Father Matt.
Hey, Father, how are you?
Oh, good morning, Dave and Ron. Good to be with you. I'm great. How are you?
Not bad.
Fabulous. Thank you.
A lot happening in sports, that's for sure.
You got that right. You know, we are approaching March Madness. I know there's some of those play-in games happening today, tomorrow, whatever, but
I think we lost you.
Oh, are you there, Father?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
We lost you for just a second. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, so exciting time of the year as we, enter into March Madness. Maybe two things noteworthy. First of all, a lot of controversy over North Carolina being in it. A lot of people thought, they should not be in there. Other teams more deserving. I think what made it even more interesting was I think their AD was part of the selection committee. So, of course, that adds a little intrigue to it all. But maybe the most...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I think you're about to go where I was going to go. The most what?
Interesting part of all of the tournament is the 14 teams from the SEC.
Yeah, 14.
There are 16 teams in their conference, and 14 of them made the tournament.
Well, I was going to say this about North Carolina's AD. He got a 6-figure bonus for his team making it into the tournament.
How convenient.
Yeah, that information just released. Like, what in the world? But 14 teams out of the SEC. And, Father, I have to say this, even though I'm not a fan of the SEC, I think this year they deserved it. They have definitely been the power conference for basketball.
Absolutely. Even if you look at their non-conference schedules and the teams that are in the tournament that they have already beat, various SEC teams, you'd be hard-pressed to pick against them. I mean, and just very top-heavy, but not even top-heavy all the way through. But at the top, I mean, some really good teams. Florida, Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee. Any of those teams could very easily, we could see, make the Final Four.
Yeah.
And they'll be tough teams to beat. So we'll kind of see what happens from there. And, the other team that I think is worth noting here, just because it brings back a lot of nostalgia from the past, is St. John's out of New York, 2 seed, won the Big East this year. So, I mean, it really kind of harkens back to the old Big East for a lot of people who remember those days. But it's also worth mentioning with St. John's, their head coach being Rick Pitino, who, is maybe not definitely isn't a moral example, but is an incredible basketball coach, obviously. As St. John's for years now, even decades, was just kind of a dead program.
Yeah.
And, has them winning the Big East, a 2 seed. Now, unfortunately, they're in the same region, same bracket as Florida, so I think that's going to be tough for them to get out of that. But, this is why we play these games.
Look, I think it's good for the tournament to have Rick Pitino back, John Calipari back in college basketball. I mean, it just helps, I mean, you've got these men who, and again, to your point with Pitino in particular, his moral character a little bit questionable, but no doubt that he's a great college basketball coach and a great college program that he's bringing back.
Exactly. Now, as you mentioned, John Calipari, he's at Arkansas playing Kansas the first round. If Arkansas wins, and we assume St. John's will win, they will face each other in round 2. So that would certainly just be a fun matchup in general as well.
I love this overall number 1 pick, Auburn, comes in having lost 3 of their last 4 games and comes in. I mean, after a strong season, really kind of the wheels fell off at the end, and they still come in as the number 1 overall seed, but having lost 3 of their last 4 games.
Right. Well,
I don't know if that's ever happened before. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it has either, but certainly look at those teams that they lost to, and I'm sure they were teams near the top of the SEC. So it's not like they were losing to Little Sisters of the Poor.
No, not at all.
Look, we should talk about Michigan team up north.
Yeah,
as they won the Big Ten tournament and ranked as a 5 seed. And listening to Jay Billis earlier this morning, he was talking about how as Michigan's facing UC San Diego, that's a team that very easily, Jay Billis thinks, could well, not necessarily won't, but they could upset Michigan here.
Wow.
So, those 5-12 matchups, those 4 and 13 matchups, those are always tough picks at times because those 12 and 13 seeds, they always have the opportunity to upset whom they're playing.
Well, and somebody from the Big Ten could show strong, but it's not looking like a good year for the Big Ten overall regarding how many people are participating. Obviously, the Buckeyes out also refused to do any other tournaments postseason. Just take just a second and talk about that particular program, Father. Not in a good place.
No. We can look back and question, was Jake Diebler the right hire?
Yeah.
In part because he upset number 1 Purdue last year. But if they waited a little longer, they could have maybe got Dusty May, who's now at Michigan.
Yeah. It looks like a tough row to hoe at this point. Thank you very much, Father. Have a wonderful week.
God bless.